this is ATRT squad reporting in. No sign of separatist activity.
Affirmative, sir.
Hi and welcome back to the Rogue Clone Trooper channel. First of all, I want to thank everyone who has been leaving comments, and for everyone who's been watching my videos, thank you very much. Don't forget to hit the like button and do subscribe if you want to keep following how this build is going. Okay, you guys are really helping me out a lot. Okay, so in the last two videos we did the lower and upper leg parts of the armor. The only thing we need to do now is the knees. So these are my fiberglass knees. Okay, they're pretty well made. I don't have very much to do on them to get them up to scratch and ready to go. I do have to Dremel out some of these parts because, as you can see, there's too much flesh on the sides here, especially on this one. And one of these, yeah, this one has a bit more of an overhang on this part here. I don't know if you can see it, yeah, which I need to sort out. Okay, and then once we do that, we're going to, as we always do, we're going to sand down the inside to make it lovely and smooth, and then we're going to start painting the outside. Now the reason why we're doing that so quickly is because we want to start padding out the inside of the knee cavity. As you can see, this is my homemade one, okay, that I made 3 years ago. As you can see, not much different. Did pretty well, I think. Yeah. And as you can see from the back, it's got quite a lot of padding on it. Okay. I had put plastic on the inside to make the shapes, and then I covered it in a kind of foam mesh. The reason for that was because when it was against the leg armor, it wasn't banging and make a horrible clinking sound, so this kind of deadened down the sound as you walked and stopped from wear and tear on the bottom of the armor. Okay, so I might be doing something similar with the new one. As you can see in this, we had one elastic. Now in a proper Clone Trooper there should be a grey stripe running around, which I never did on this one, but I did try to do the details on the side. Okay, you'll also see here I had some Velcro. Okay, and this is the male side, not the female side, which means it's the sharp, scratchy piece. The reason being is because when I would attach this to my armor, there was a female side on my knee, so this then would Velcro directly on my knee ball, the ball of my knee, and then I had these guys. Okay, one side would Velcro to the top, and then the other part would stretch up and connect to the inside of my leg armor, and that would stop it from moving around and catching inside. Okay, and then there's a corresponding one which then attached to the bottom like so. Okay, now this meant then that my knee piece did not travel around. That's one thing I hate to see when I see photographs of people in clone costumes and their knee piece has gone everywhere. It basically has a life of its own and is not sitting correctly, and this is the reason why. So I'm going to show you how to make this for your armor, and we'll crack on to it. Now, I've been very lucky that a clone brother in Germany, the name of Dino, makes these, and these are basically, they are silicone. Okay, he does these lovely silicone straps with webbing on the back. Now I haven't cleaned these up, these come straight directly. They arrived to me a few days ago, and I haven't started to clean them up yet, so I've got a lot of flesh to cut off there on the sides. And these are for the back of my leg armor. They should go something like this once they are attached, you see. And what you also do then is you will use some elastic which will go on the inside part first. This will hold it directly to your leg, and then this part will be on the outside floating free. So this does not hold it to your leg, it's the elastic, but we'll get to all that later on. Okay, now I'm very lucky I didn't only just get, oops, there's a fall out there. I didn't only just get the leg pieces, I also got some for the arms, and I also then got shoulder straps off him as well. Okay, this guy is part of the 501st in Germany, and he does these, and I was just very lucky to be on the same Facebook club page, and he was advertising them for sale, so I got them off him. Okay, so thank you very much, Dino. I do appreciate these, and these will be painted up properly and put to good use. Okay, so let's get cracking. The only thing I have been trying to work out is if I am going to put Velcro on these to attach one side and then permanently glue the other side in. So when I'm putting it on and off, instead of having to pull it up my leg, which I had to do with this one, which was not too bad, but it got to be a bit of a pain sometimes. It would have been nice to have been able to just attach it without having to slide it up, because there was a few times I put on my thigh armour and my lower armour and I forgot to put the knee pad on, which it's easier to put the two pieces on without the knee pad, so it would be nice then to attach the knee pad after. I hope you're following what I'm saying. Anyway, so I have been thinking about either putting Velcro to attach it into, or press studs. I've even thought about using the type of webbing clips, maybe to attach it somewhere like that, and have, let me see if I can give you a demonstration of what I was thinking about. Hold on. Yeah. I was thinking about running the webbing, comes it through like that, and then attaching it like that. Okay, now of course I paint this white, and then to take it on and off, all I'd have to do is open the buckle and put it back in again. But I'm still working on what I'm going to do. I don't know yet if that's what I'm going to do or not. So first of all, as I said, what we're going to do is get this little bad boys cleaned up, and then we'll show you what we're going to do with the inside. Right, so our plan on trimming down the knee pads is put to a stop. We're suddenly having a heavy downpour of rain, as you can see, and water's getting onto my balcony where I normally cut and do all my work. So, right, that's put pay to that for today. Let's see what else we can do. Okay, right, so yeah, so I said the weather's been bad, and so I can't get to trim these guys down a bit. So here we are focusing. To save time and to get moving, I'm going to create the interior padding for this. Okay, so you don't need too much padding, but you do need to fill this bit in here and then fill it out. So what I did was I did get to go out and get 2 floor mats. Now I was going to pick up a cream coloured one, but I thought no, I really want the white. So these have a pattern one side, but the other side is the white side, which I'm going to show out. Okay, and as you can see, this is about, I think it's 5mm thick on this one. Yeah, and then this one is about 2mm thick on this one. Focus in there. There we go. About 2mm thick. Okay, and yeah, these are just your normal puzzle cubes. Okay, I get these at the kind of, we call them Daiso here. It's kind of a pound wise or a dollar wise type place. So that's what I'm going to do. And to make everything fit up, I've got a piece of my cardboard, I've got my marker, scissors, and box cutter, and a little ruler. It's a little metal ruler, so it should be okay. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to start making a template using the cardboard, and then transfer it over to the foam and start putting it in. So yeah, I'm going to start cracking on with that. So what I've done is using my basically soup packet box. I had made a template. Easiest thing to do, I put the first bit down, marked out the top bit, made sure it fitted inside. Then I got my cardboard and I placed it inside the knee pad, drew a line round, cut it out, made sure it fitted, and then transferred it to the foam. Okay, so basically what I have is I've got one piece of 5mm foam which is going to go in here, and that's going to give this a bit more padding on the inside and stop it from getting damaged. And now I've got my outer piece which is going to go in the back here as well. Okay, you've probably noticed I've already put some trim lines of what I want to tidy up on this one. Okay, the flashing. So once it stops raining outside, I'm going to get the Dremel out and we'll cut those out. But for the time being, this is what we're doing. So once this has been cut back and painted, I'm going to come back and use a type of barge cement to glue this into place. Now you're probably wondering, hey, hang on a second, you haven't put anything here. Well, that's what I've got the 2mm foam for. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to splice this in half, cut some of it back, and put the 2mm foam out up to fill this part in with the 2mm foam. Okay. Anything else I've got to do? Let me think. Yeah, that's that for the moment. When I have this all glued into place and it's set, I'm going to get my Dremel out again, and then what I'll do is I'll blend in, I will sand with my sanding piece of my Dremel. I'll sand all this into to get this flush with the actual knee pad and make it all one piece, and it should look okay. So as regards to how I'm going to attach the piece on the back, I have decided what I'm going to do is I've bought some press studs, and I'm going to use Velcro and press studs to keep it in place. So I'm going to permanently fix one side, and on the other side I'm going to have 2 press studs and Velcro to attach it onto, and I can attach it straight onto my knee. At the moment I haven't put into place where I'm going to have the elastics coming out to attach to the lower and upper part of the Armour. I'll do those once I have painted and have everything ready to go, and I'm not too sure yet if I want to put Velcro back onto the actual ball point of the knee. Once I put it all together and we try it out, we'll see if it's necessary or not. If I find that it's still slipping around a little bit, I will put some Velcro in there, but for the time being I'm not going to. Okay, so that's really it for this part. Let's see if I can get out and do some dremeling. First of all, I apologise if you hear kids in the background. My kids are home from school now. But basically we have finished painting them up. They're pretty well done. I've got at least about 2 coats onto it, and once I dirty them up to get it up nice. Okay, so what we're going to do now is start doing the back parts of it. So as I said to you before, we had the straps, so I need to clean up all this before I start doing anything with them. So that's what we're going to do now, is we're going to clean these up, we're going to tape off each end, and then we're going to give a light coat of paint on it to seal it in. And you just put a light coat of paint on these, because if you put too much paint on latex it will crack, but if you just put a light coat on, it should flex with the with the latex still. Now the only other problem we have is with latex, well, it's supposed to be silicone rubber, but this is kind of a latex silicone I think that he used. It's basically picks up every bit of fluff and hair, so that's another reason why I need to get this painted as soon as possible before it gets too hairy type thing, because I also need to paint a grey piece on this as well, and we need to sort all these out. So that's what we're going to do now. Right, so yes, the first bit we're going to do now is start cleaning this up. I'm just use my ruler and standing knife, and we'll start shaving off the excess pieces. Right, okay, so I'm going to start trying to put these things together now. There's a lot to glue in and put together. I have made these little pieces, kind of gribbles, which will go on the side like this. They represent the clips that were supposed to be in the knee pads. Okay, so I'm just made them, so I'm going to sand them down now. This plastic I'm using is the same stuff that I made my first set of Armour out of, and it is very easy to sand and get into shape, so this should only take a second. Sand it up. Okay, that's that one. Yeah, I kept this one off because I wanted to show you how I made it. But basically it's, now there's a clip out of here and I'll explain in a minute, but basically it's 3 pieces of plastic, top piece, sorry, bottom piece, top piece, and I cut a square out, and then I made the square slightly smaller and fitted it in, so that's the third piece. Now the reason why I've cut the piece out here is because on this one is a bit of a lip just up here, so I want it to fit like that. Okay, so that will be stuck in there in a minute. But what we're going to do is we're going to get some of the other parts done. We're going to get this one done first. Okay, so we're going to take out our Bondo and we're going to have all our pieces. Okay, so this is, as you know, is our Bondo. Now I do have a little spatula to use, so we can spread it round. Okay, so we're just going to put a bit of Bondo in here. There you go, not too much. And the reason why I am in Bondo in this part is because I need to put in these center pieces, which is going to fill up this part. So it's going to be stuck in there. Okay, and now just my other part. So I had decided, yeah, this was going to be the outer piece, that's going to be the inner piece, and I need to put some Velcro in here. So I have, these are actually elasticated book ties. They come with Velcro already on them. Now I want to use this part of the Velcro, but I don't want to use this piece, so I'm taking this piece off. I'm putting a male part on that in a minute. But I made 2 slits in here, I want to slide these through. Not sure about that much. A bit more. That's it. Now we might end up cutting some of the top off this. This is going to fit into the top of the leg armour, and then, as I said, they're going to take this piece off, put a male piece on. That's going to fit into the bottom armour, and that's going to keep our knee piece in place. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to glue this into here. Okay, that's going to get glued into there, and then we're going to have some thinner padding which is going to go on either side, and I'm going to put in. I've got some Velcro and clips. Now, the reasons why I have sewn these in and not bought the ones you cramp in is because I can't get them here in Japan. I just can't find them. And the only place I did see them was Turging an Arm and a Leg, which was basically it was a fabric store, and I decided no, these are just as good, and at least if they pop off I can repair them. Okay, where the other ones I'm not going to be able to repair. So that is going to go in there, like so. Okay, but first, before I do anything, I need to figure out how much of this thin foam I need to put in to that part. Okay, so I'm going to glue that in as well. Okay. So these are my straps. I did paint them. Unfortunately, after the paint dried and I bent them as I thought what might happen, the whole thing just cracked and peeled off. So I've sanded them down. They're no longer sticky. Okay, so I just sanded them with the sandpaper, and that seemed to give it a nice feel of it. Okay, I'm hoping now I can still paint the strip grey. I might end up having to paint it with plastic dip. I don't know, we'll see what happens. And I've measured a piece of elasticated cord, which I've then sewn on the top. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bond this piece into here. Okay, that's going to be bonded into there, and then the other piece then is going to be, sorry, wrong way around, yeah. So I'm going to bond this one into here, sorry, but getting this wrong. And then I'm going to stick that onto that part, and then that's going to get done into there, and that's how I'm going to attach it. Okay, that's basically it. Right, so I finally got the house to myself, and show you what I've been doing on this guy. So this is how far I've gotten it. Put the wire around, and it's been trial and error. I needed to do a lot of this off camera to figure out what I was doing, stop wasting time. So I'm going to tell you what I've been doing and show you when I'm making the second one. So first of all, I said we've got the elastics for the upper and lower part. I've put an elastic in to hold it to the back of my leg. I have it that it attaches and detaches from one side. I was going to use 2 clips to make it extra secure, but I found that it was more difficult trying to get in 1 clip, never mind 2 clips, when I was trying to put on my leg. And I've been trying to work out the correct distance to put this on. And the other problem I've had is that a lot of the glues, even this guy, the Big Bond, finds it really hard to stick to the silicone. I've tried everything. I've tried super glue, Big Bond, and at the moment I'm using a type of barge cement, which seems to be working fine because that seems to stick everything once you've let it cured. So that's what I've got at the moment, is barge cement, which is still setting. That will basically take a good 48 hours, if more, to actually set properly. Okay, so that's where I'm at the moment. When I do put it on, I do feel that this is a little bit too big, so I may have to reposition that as well. I'll do that from this side that I already have done, which means then I might move the elastic and move the button on it. But we'll wait and see. I'm still working it out. But at the moment it fits fine. It fits a bit like that, and there's a little bit extra on the back, so it might work out okay. I might leave that until I'm actually fitting it. So for the moment I'm going to make the other one the same as this one, and then we'll get about to Dremel down and smooth out the padding on the inside. But as you can see, it's looking pretty good. I'm just keeping these Velcro rounds to keep them out of the way at the moment, and that's really it. So I'm going to show you now what I've been doing. Now I'm having a problem with this clip because there's a bevel in the Armour piece here. The clip piece that I made is tendency to float around a little bit. So what I've done is I've just decided to put a clip on it and taking off the excess here now. Leave it some time to cure. Okay, so that's really all I can do at the moment. While that's setting, I'm going to sew the button onto this piece. Okay. Bit of advice: make sure that you have planned which side you're going to put your clips on, and that you don't put them on the same side on both knees, because that look a bit strange then when you're wearing it. I'm having my buttons on the outside, that way they don't catch in anything, or if they do catch, they won't catch into anything too much. So that's really it. Let's get on to sewing the button onto the piece. There we go. That one's all sewn on. If anyone's wondering what type of stitching I'm doing a blanket stitch, which means that it's going to seal the side bits together at a better type of stitch, and it's not going anywhere. Okay, so there we go. So that's that bit sewn on. Right. So there we have it. She's stuck together as much as I can for the moment, and so we'll bring you back when she's finished. Right, okay, so I got round to doing some sanding on them and finishing the smoothing of the back part of it. They've turned out pretty well. You can see it on that one, how nice and smooth they are now. And that's really it. That's all I'm going to do at the moment. I tried some paint on this side, and again it's just all cracked up. So if any of you guys have hints on tips on how to paint onto silicone, let me know, because it's going to be a bit of a bummer now if I can't put the grey stripe on. As I said, the only thing I can think about doing myself is doing plasti dip on them and then painting onto the plasti dip, because the plasti dip will stretch with the silicone. But there you go. Okay, so that was, as I said, that's the other one. Smoothed it all down as well. So they're all practically finished. So I'm going to put them aside now for the moment and get onto the next part of the build. And so when I'm fitting it up, I should say when I'm putting it all together and fitting it, that's when I'll get round to doing all the little bits that I need to do, because that's when you really need to do it, is during the fitting. So again, thank you for watching. I've tried to put all this into one video, so you don't have to keep waiting for the next part. Thanks for watching all the way through. Keep watching to the end. I'll put a next little clip in like I did the last time to keep you all going, and I will see you next time when we'll be coming back to doing the cod piece.